Welcome back to Information and Communication Technology, Paper 3. For October-November 2020, we're going to carry on to the next task, which is about spreadsheet or data analysis. So let's go to the page number 6, and over here, task number 3. You're going to perform some calculations using the income and expenditure of this company over a 12-month period. That means 1 year, and all currency values must be in dollars and 2 decimal places. Those are the 2 points to remember to put it for any currency. Open and examine this N20 year-end CSV file in a spreadsheet package. So first of all, let's open this file and let's check. So let's try to expand it. And over here you can see there is some mess happening. Some of you might not have that type of problem happening in his spreadsheet. Some of you might have it. That's happening because of the conversion between different zones using different decimal numbers or separators. So what happened here, this is supposed to be separated as a header in different columns. This as well supposed to be in different columns, numbers also mixed up, and months also mixed up with numbers. So in this case, what we can do, okay, before that, let's have a look at the CSV file as well. CSV file is considered a generic file. So if you right click and try to open with, it can be opened with different application. Let's try to check it with Notepad. If you notice in the Notepad, it is actually looking much better. You can see the months, and you can see the numbers separated here, and actually this second column supposed to be in decimal, then we have another decimal, and so on. But actually what is showing here is totally different numbers and figures. So let's close this, and let's close this, and let's figure out how we can open it in a much better way. I close this file. Let's check a little bit more in the question. Over here they're telling us to make this later, to format this spreadsheet to look like this, a little bit closer to this. So this will give us an idea what are the columns we're going to be needing later. So let's close this file. What we can do, we can convert this file in a text file. So what you can do is just make a extra copy of this file, and make sure that the extension is showing over here. If it is not showing, go to View and click over File Name Extension. And then after that, the file that you copied it, try to change it to the TXT format or extension. Click on Yes. Okay, so we got a TXT file, which is again the same CSV file, just got converted. So right now I'm going to open a new Excel file. I'm not going just to create any new file, I'm just going to go to Open and Browse, and I am going to browse to this text file. So copy the path, paste it. Over here you're not going to get anything because it's only showing the Excel file extensions, so make sure it is all file and click over that file and click over Open. You're going to get 3 steps, a window. The first step, you need to convert it into European windows, or probably you don't need even to do this step, but anyway, just to make sure you can convert it to this point. Number 2, you will start to notice that your table is starting to come in the right way, in the right form, and it is starting to look a little bit more similar to this one. It's still not the final. Then click over Next, and before you finish it, just go, because here the separators that we usually use for the decimal point, they're supposed to be points, not comma. So let's go to Advanced, and let's change our decimal separators. It is mentioned to be point. We need to mention that it is right now here used as a comma, and I don't want it to be as a comma. So let's click on OK, click on Finish, and here we go. What we notice, this is more similar to what our form is supposed to look like this. So let's go back again above to this part of the question to examine this question, and let's have a look at it. So what we're having all the 12 months. We're having, seems like, a first column which should include income, second column grouping all expenditures, and the third one for profit and loss. In income, we already have some data like planned sales, landscaping, walled gardens, and total is missing. In the second grouping, we have wages, materials, premises, and the total is still not here. And the profit and loss figure indicator is still nothing, no data in it. So this is our examining. Next point, place the text edited by, and it's not supposed to be followed by space, your information, and then again space followed by on, another space, and today's automated date. That's supposed to be right aligned in the header section. So let's go and add the header. So click on view and click on page layout. So let's add to, in the header on the right side, we need start to add edited by. After that, space, your name, center number, and candidate number. So space, center number or candidate number. Sorry, I forgot it. It's supposed to be center number. And then candidate number. After that, it's supposed to be space again and followed by on, space again, and followed by today's automated date. To add the automated date, it's supposed to be in the design tab at the top here, most current date. Okay, let's click away from it. As you notice, it is added to the left side, to the right side alignment in the header. I'm just going to make these two bold. So Control B over here and Control V over here. That gives just a better look. Okay, I'm just going to close this view. I am going to make it back again to normal. It just got invisible, but it didn't get deleted. If you click back again, you will find it here. I just like to work in this type of view. It is much comfortable. And if you try to print out your information, the header will be still existed there at the top. So let's carry on to the next part. It says save this spreadsheet with the file name as following: your real name _ center number _ candidate number. So let's take this part. This is an example. So let's go save file, save as, browse to your working area. Always make sure any Excel extension supposed to be saved as an Excel extension itself. That's the first point. Second point, right now let's put the name. So center number, and then again underscore and the candidate number, and save it over here. Make sure you got it saved here. Alright, the next point, 15, insert 2 new rows at the top of the spreadsheet. Okay, so let's do that step by step. We need 2 rows at the top, and then merge the cells from A1 till M1. In this merge cell, you need to paste or place this text. So I need to merge from A1 till M1, from home, merge and center, and I need to paste it over here. Okay, there is a problem. So I'm going just to type it. I'm going to keep it here and type all. Just make sure of your spelling, don't make any spelling mistakes, and make sure everything capital, and later you're typing it as it is. So that's world gardens. Okay, after that, notice format the spreadsheet to look like this one. As you can see, this one, let's start with the first row. The first row seems to be white text, black background. So I'm going to make it with a white text and black background. After that, it's supposed to be also seems bold and a larger font. Okay, that seems quite enough. After that, let's see the second row. Second row seems empty. Third row, we're going to divide it into 3 portions. So the 3 portions merge. The first one, income, merge from B till E, and then merge and center. The second one from G till J, and the third one L and M. As you notice, this third row is with the black with text, and it's supposed to be bold, and it's supposed to be with a little bit larger font, and seems the background supposed to be shaded with the gray color. Okay, just instead of applying the same, you just can click on Format Painter and apply one over here, again Format Painter, and apply on the third one. The next point, we have row 4, number 4. We have here the second headers, and since they're all bold, so I'm just going to highlight all of them and click on bold. And then here I have all the months, they seems also to be bold. After that, you can see all of the information are brought correctly. Total, I don't have it. Total also. Here empty, figure, indicator also. Okay, one thing to notice, this is center, center, and all of these headings are centered. So let me make sure these are centered. After that, let's make F and K quite small. Okay, this is right alignment, so all the months supposed to be right alignment. And let's check these numbers. All of these numbers, right alignment, right, 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 all of them supposed to be right, and I believe they are already all to the right alignment. Okay, so seems we're done with it. It is more or less the same. Just if you notice the grid lines here are visible, let me just make sure whenever we click on print, okay, the grid lines are not showing actually, but let's check this point later in the printing time, as maybe grid lines might be not required later in the printing, or required, we can easily add it. So let's go again to the next part of the question. I hope I didn't forget anything. Let me make sure of that. Alright, okay. Let's go back again to the question, and then right now, format of merge cells from A1 till M1 to contain white 24-point text and a dark blue background. Okay, so A1 till M1, it's supposed to be 24 point. Okay, and it's supposed to be white color. It's already white color, and the background is not black, it's supposed to be dark blue. So just go and choose any dark blue over here. You can see you have different levels of darkness. You can choose the darkest one. Format only the merged cells in row 3 to contain black text 18 points high and have a light gray background. So those are the 3 row merge rows. It needs to contain a black text, already black. It's supposed to be 18. So I was actually a bit closer, so I'm just going to put the formatting over them. Okay, and then it points high and have a light gray background. Is that a light gray background? Okay, alright, that's just a light gray background. In cell E5, so let's go right now E5 over here, which is in the total. So in cell E5, what we need to do, we need to use a function to calculate the total income for January. Okay, so as we can see here, we have to calculate the whole total income and to post it here. And what we need to use a function, not a formula. So let's go and add a function, which is sum. Let me expand it a little bit so we can comfortably use. So equal sum, as sum is a function, and highlight all of this to be calculated and press enter. As you can see here, I got it. And remember that those are all currencies, and this as well and this as well. So I need to set them to 2 decimal places and dollar, but I'm going to do that later. So after that, for the next question, what we need to do in cell J5, use a function to calculate the total expenditure for January. So let's do again, here we're using also a function. So we need to put it where in J5, okay? So J5 is over here. Again, we need to put a function and calculate the total expenditure. As you can see over here. Alright, let's go to the next question. In cell L5, calculate the profit for January. L5 must be over here. Okay, we need to calculate the profit for January. Okay, so how to do this? The profit will be income minus the expenditure. So the income, which is this one, minus the expenditure of this one. So let's check it out. So what we need to use, there is nothing mentioned as a formula or function, so definitely this is going to be a formula. So let's put here equal. Again, it's income first minus the expenditure, this one, and press enter, and you can see over here we got the profit. Okay, in cell M5, display the text profit if the profit of for this month is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, then what we need to display profit. So let me just show you. This is M5 over here. This is like an indicator for profit or loss. So what we need to show, either to show profit if there is okay, if it is greater than 0, and if it is in minus less than 0, then that means there is a loss. So this is the formula that we're going to use here to show either profit or loss. So again, in M5, display the text profit for this month, okay, is greater than or equal to 0. If the profit, so if it is equal to 0 even, it's supposed to show profit. And then if the profit is less than 0, display the text to be showing loss. Format this cell to have a black text. Okay, let's leave this part and let's add this part. So this is going to be if function. So let's say over here, let me expand it, and let's say equal if, and let's first of all use the logical text. The logical text says if the profit of this month, so here we got the profit, if this number, okay, if this number is greater than or equal to 0. So I have to say the number is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, that's my condition or my logical test. Then what to display? To display profit. Otherwise, comma, what to display if there is a loss? To display a loss word. Then close it and press enter. As you can see, this is more than 0, then it's supposed to be showing profit. Let me just put the number here 0 and check, or -1. Okay, it's working, but I shouldn't mess up with my function or formula, so I'm going to make it show back again over here. Alright, that's this part of the question. Let's go to the next part of 19. Format this cell to have a black text. Okay, so it needs to have a black text on a red background. If the cell displays the text, loss. And format the cell to have a white text on a black background if the cell displays profit. So this will be done by using conditional formatting. Let's go over here in conditional formatting. Let's click over new rule. So you're going to get different rules. What we need to get is only cells that contain specific rule. So let's start with the cell value. We can say it needs to be specific text, profit or loss. So let's start with the first, containing the word profit, and then let's format it how we want it to look like. As it is mentioned, if it is a profit, it needs to be a white text and black background. So it needs to be a white text. It is already selected. Okay, over here, select white text, and it needs to be a black filling. Click on OK and add it. Let's go and check. Okay, change to black. The next rule, if you click over manage here rules, you will find this rule is already added. You can click over new rule or just go again from here and say new rule. Select again the second option, which is format only cells that contain specific text and contain the word loss. And then format it according to what we need. So it needs to be a black text opposite of this and with a red background. So let's start. It needs to be a red background and it needs to be a black text. Click on OK and OK. It won't show over here unless if it is loss. It will be, but I don't want to mess up again my function. I make it back again. Okay, let's go back again to our question and let's show in evidence number 5 a screenshot that shows how you apply the formatting in cell M5. So to show this, let's go back to our data over here and let's open the manage rule, and we can show them this as an evidence. That's the first evidence, and that's going to be evidence number 5. That's the first evidence for our Excel file. And I'm pasting it here. Actually the font here is coming from, let me copy the format painter. Alright, so that's evidence number 5. Another thing, we need to show more details. So what we can do, we can again go back to the Excel file and we can show more details of how we used it. We can click on edit rule and we can show this one. Okay, we might need to add another one. Okay, let's add another one. So manage rules, and then click this one, edit the rule, and choose this one. and go and paste it. Actually, one was enough. Let's not to leave any orphan or widows. Just let me make sure they are square so they can fit next to each other if I need them, but I think it's not fitting. Okay, so let's go to the next question, which says replicate the formula and formatting entered in the previous steps from 16 till 19 for all the months. So we started 16, yeah, since the time we started to enter the function till 19. So let's go right now to our Excel sheet and let's replicate this one and then replicate this one and as well here. Okay, you can see you're getting some of the losses here, and if you try to replicate the conditional formatting, you probably will end up with, okay, that's working actually, great, it works. So I replicated and it is working for its current line, which is L13. Great, it is working. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Format all currency values to dollar and 2 decimal places. So let's go and check all our values. So planned sales till total are currencies, wages are currencies, materials, premises, total, and till figures, they're all currencies. So let's highlight them, all of them. I just want to avoid this part, so hold Control, highlight the remaining, and hold again Control, highlight the remaining over here. And let's go to, or just right click, format cell, and go to currency and choose the dollar currency and make sure it is 2 decimal places. Alright, we got it, and that's looking much better right now. If you want to adjust, go highlight all of it and adjust it. Okay, I'm having some of the values here that are not showing. Okay, that's better. Just don't forget to save it. And let's go to the next part of the question. Save your spreadsheet. So after that, print your spreadsheet showing the formula. So be careful here, it's a tricky one. Sometimes I read showing and I thought it is showing the values. So showing the formula, make sure that it is in the landscape orientation. Okay, so let's go to print, file, and print over here. The first thing, we need to make sure that it is in the landscape orientation. So make sure it is in the landscape. Row and column headings are displayed. So go to page setup, sheet, and click over row and column headings. Alright, the next point, the contents of all cells are fully visible. Okay, I need to make, first of all, I need to activate showing the formula. So let's go to view, to formulas, and click on show formulas. We need to highlight all of it and adjust the columns. Okay, just let me reduce this a little bit and make sure all the formulas are showing. Right now, go again to the print. It is landscape, and okay, so row and column headings are displayed and contents are fully visible and can be easily read. That's all on one page, and if you found that it is too small to be readable and it is not necessarily to be fitting on one page, so what you can do, you can just go over here, okay, no scaling, and you can see it can be divided into 2 pages, which will make it much easier to read. If you thought that it is better to make it into 1 page, there is no restriction. Try to print it out and check if the data is easily readable, so print it out. So that's going to be print out number 1. Just make sure that your name, center number, and candidate numbers are showing, which are on the top over here. Okay, let's move to the next printout. That's going to be printout spreadsheet showing the values right now. So hide back the formula, adjust your columns back again, and let's go to print and let's check it. Print, okay, here it's necessarily mentioned to be fitting on a single page, so just go and choose to be fitting on one single page. Row and column headings are not displayed, so go back again to page setup, sheet, and remove it. Alright, the next point, contents are fully visible and easily read, can be easily read, as you can see here. Seems okay. So this is going to be printout number 2. Make sure your name, center number, candidate number showing on the top, and print your printout number 2. For the last task, we'll be printing the evidence document. Make sure your all of them are mentioned. There is no widows or orphans. As you can see, the header is supposed to be followed with the contents. Okay, and then print your evidence document. You can also make sure your header, your informations are showing. And that is for the last printout number 3. That was the end of this paper 3. I hope you got all the questions and answers. If you have any question, you can put it in the comment sections. See you in the next paper, and best of luck in your exams.